Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I begin in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, Shahida Nasreen here with lecture 5 of English for the students of class 10. Students, I hope you are fit and fine and giving proper time to your studies, comprehending the lessons through these videos lectures and learning them as well. In today's lecture, you will be taught about noun phrase. What is a noun phrase? How to identify a noun phrase? And what are the functions of a noun phrase in a sentence? The relevant exercise from page 9 of the textbook will also be done. Before learning about a noun phrase, let's study distinctive features of a phrase. Look at the given examples. A good friend, drives carefully, very cold and dark. These all are phrases. We will study certain characteristics or features of a phrase through these examples one by one. Look at the first characteristic. A phrase is a group of sensible words within a sentence. Now coming towards the example, a good friend, it is a phrase. Look here, the words in this phrase have been arranged in a sensible way, very logically according to some rules. We cannot say that it is a random selection of words. We cannot say good a friend or friend a good, because it will not be a sensible selection of words in that case. In the same way, drives carefully, very cold and dark, they also represent a group of sensible words. Coming towards the second feature, a phrase does not have an SV combination. Now, what is SV combination? Students, you know, in English language, basic sentence structure that is followed is subject-verb. Subject is followed by verb. When we talk about a phrase, it is either a part of a subject or a part of a verb or predicate. When it is part of a subject, verb is not there. When it is part of a verb or object, subject is not there. When it is part of an object, it might miss both subject as well as verb. This is the reason that it is also said that a phrase cannot stand alone. Now, the last feature of a phrase, it complements the overall structure of the sentence. Definitely, when it is a subject, when phrase is a subject, it helps to complete the sentence. Look at the examples. A good friend, when it acts as a subject, the sentence may be a good friend does not cheat. Here, a good friend phrase is acting as the subject of the sentence. It is complementing the overall structure of the sentence. The same is the case with other phrases. Let's see what happens with these phrases. Drives carefully is a phrase. When a subject, he is attached to it, it becomes a sentence. He drives carefully. Very cold and dark, another phrase. When the room is attached to this phrase, the new sentence is made. The room was very cold and dark. Student, I hope these all points are clear to you. It would help you to spot out a phrase in a text. Commonly, phrases are divided into 5 types: noun phrases, verb phrases, adjective phrases, adverb phrases, and prepositional phrases. One example of each phrase type has been given here. Look at these examples carefully. When we say a good friend, just look at this phrase. There is a main word in this phrase. One word that is the most important in this phrase. Other words will be adding to the meaning of this word, are contributing to the meaning of this word. This word is definitely friend. The main word or the most important word in a phrase is called its head of the phrase. Keep this term in mind, students, head of the phrase. Now, other words that are contributing to its meanings, they are called modifiers. Let's see in first example, a good friend. Friend is the head of the phrase, a good is modifier. In second example, drives carefully, it is a verb phrase. Drives is head of the phrase, carefully is a modifier. Very cold and dark. Cold and dark is the head word of the phrase. Very is modifier. Quite slowly. Slowly head word. Quite modifier. In first place is modifier and in is in, yes, head of the phrase. It is an example of prepositional phrase. Now, it is in fact all the heads in these phrases are written in green. The words that have been written in green are head of each phrase. The words that are written in white are the modifiers. Now, students, look carefully. If you identify the head of the phrase, it will be easy for you to decide its type, because head of the phrase decides the type of the phrase. Friend is a noun, so a good friend is a noun phrase. Drives carefully, drives is a verb, so drives carefully is a verb phrase. Very cold and dark are adjective, so it is an adjective phrase. Slowly is adverb, so quite slowly is adverb phrase. In first place, in is preposition, so it is prepositional phrase. So you can say on the basis of the head of the phrase, we decide its type. Now it will be very easy for you to understand the noun phrase now. A noun phrase acts or works as a noun in a sentence. Basically, the noun phrase is composed of a noun which acts as the head of the phrase, accompanied by the words which modify it. These words may come before it, and they are called pre-modifiers, and if the modifying words come after it, they are called post-modifiers. Sometimes pre-modifiers might be there in a noun phrase, sometimes post-modifiers might be there, and sometimes both pre-modifiers and post-modifiers might be a part of a noun phrase. Let's look at the examples given. My younger brother wished me birthday. My younger brother is a noun phrase, as brother, a noun, is the head of this phrase. My younger are two words which are modifying brother, which are contributing to the meaning of brother. So my younger act as pre-modifiers. I shall buy dolls with curly hair. Obviously, dolls with curly hair is a noun phrase. Its head is dolls with curly hair are post modifiers. Look at the last example. The parcel on my desk was left by Sarah. Parcel is the head of this phrase, the parcel on my desk. It is accompanied by both pre-modifiers and post-modifiers. The acts as pre-modifier. On my desk is post-modifier. Let's see now what functions can a noun phrase play in a sentence. First of all, it can act as the subject of the sentence. In the given example, the blind girl is crossing the road. The blind girl is a noun phrase. It is acting as the subject of this sentence. Then it can also act as the direct object of the sentence. A direct object is one which receives the action directly. For example, I respect my elders. My elders is direct object of the sentence and it is a noun phrase. It can also act as the indirect object of the sentence. In the given example, Ali gave the little girl a toffee. There are two objects in this sentence. A toffee, direct object, it is a phrase. The little girl, indirect object, it is also a phrase. So, both a toffee and the little girl are noun phrases. A toffee is acting as the direct object of the sentence. The little girl is acting as the indirect object of the sentence. Lastly, it can also act as the object of the preposition. In the given example, the airplane is flying over the snowy mountains. The snowy mountains is an object of the preposition over, and it is the snowy mountains is acting as a noun phrase. So we can say that it also acts as the object of the preposition. Now open your book, page number 9. Here is some information given about noun phrase. Read it yourself. I hope everything is quite clear to you now. Now let's solve the relevant exercise on page 10 of your textbook. Exercise C, that says underline the noun phrases in the following sentences. 1. This is an old-fashioned hat. In this sentence, an old-fashioned hat is a noun phrase. Hat is the head word and an old-fashioned are pre-modifiers. 2. We discovered Fahad's plans. In this sentence, Fahad's plans is a noun phrase. 3. A rolling stone gathers no moss. A rolling stone is a noun phrase in this sentence. 4. The recent flood caused heavy damage. In this sentence, there are two phrases. The recent flood. Here, flood is the head word. And second is heavy damage. Damage is an abstract noun and heavy damage is a noun phrase. Number 5, an oral presentation can be interesting. In this sentence, an oral presentation is the noun phrase. Presentation is a noun and an oral are pre-modifiers. I hope today's lecture is clear to you. Now you will do one thing to strengthen your concept. Read Unit 1 again and identify noun phrases in it. Dear students, if you have any query or confusion, You can write me in the comment box. May Allah keep you in His special protection. Allah Hafiz.